In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear outside door handle on this Ram 1500. Let's get into it. Take these push pins off. They go around the perimeter of the door panel. In the center, there is a little screw. You can use a T20 socket. Loosen that up, kind of unscrew it, but it is plastic. So sometimes it's just easier to use a prying tool. Just pry it out. Get in behind it. And just take all of those out, the push pins. Take this cover off here. I'm just going to use a pick, pop that off. There's a couple of clips on the back side. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, take this screw out. And just grab this bezel. If you need to, you can use a trim tool. And just slide that out like that. Take this trim piece off, just using a trim tool. Just get underneath it. There's some clips. Pop those off. I'll just grab the panel, slide it upwards. Then we have a connector over here. You can actually just pop the switch up and disconnect the connector. Push down on the tab, slide that off, slide the connector out. There's a little door right here. You may have to use a utility knife and just cut this out and then just glue it back in later. And just grab that and slide it out. We're going to remove the speaker, use a 5mm socket, take all these screws out. Slide the speaker out, disconnect it, just push down on the tab, slide it off. Connect the window switch. You want to turn the key on and lower the window down so that you can access the clips right here and then in the speaker well. Now I'm just taking a straight blade screwdriver and just pushing in these clips while I push up on the window slightly, or you can have an assistant push the window up while you try to release them. Go. That's released. And then you're going to do the same in here. Push on the clips. Okay, that's released. Now raise the window. I'm going to go all the way to the top. We're going to tape the window to the door. Make sure the window is clean when you're doing this. About 3 or 4 pieces, depending on the tape. And using a T30 socket, take these 3 screws out. This weather strip right here, you can just take a trim tool and pop it out. There's a couple clips. We can take those out after to reinstall it. Just get that to the side a little bit. We're going to access these 2 screws. We're going to use a T20 socket. Take those screws out. Right there and right there. You can slide this out of the way. You can see where the harness goes into the body of the truck. I'm just going to use a trim tool. Just release it at the top. There's a little clip, and then there's a clip at the bottom. Push on that. This will slide out. Then you can see where there's a connector. Just push down on the tab and disconnect the connector. Now we're going to take these bolts out, use a 10mm socket. I'm just using a prying tool or a trim tool. Just go around, pry it off, and just be stuck on there a little bit. And you'll just slide it forward. We can disconnect the rod right here. Just pop that down. It slides off. We're going to take this rod off, just push the retainer and slide it out. Now we're going to take these 3 bolts out, use an 8mm socket. Grabbing the handle from the outside, we're going to just push this down, the little tab in, and then slide the handle towards the vehicle and slide it right out. From the outside, we're just going to open the handle a little bit and then slide this part in. Just like that, and then push these clips in. Take the screws, get those started. Now take this rod, same way it came out, line that in. Lock it down, just like that. Just pull this out and attach the rod, lock it down, slide this in place. And push that in, get the bolts started. Tighten these bolts down. We're just going to line the wiring harness up. Connect the connector. Lock it down. And we'll slide that part in right there. Line this up, take the bolts, get those started there and there. And we'll tighten those down. These retainers, I'm just going to pop these out, just using a retainer tool. Just pop those out, or you can try needle nose pliers. Pop that out. Just a trim tool, pop those out. And on the back side here, I'm just going to slide it in place, slide it down. Into the pocket, just like that. Do that for all the holes. Those are all in. Line those up and just re-secure them. Just like that. I'll put these screws in, get those started first. When those are all started, then tighten them down. Now we're going to put the window down. I'm going to take the tape off. And just slide this down, nice and easy. Get it to line up in the brackets. And lock it in place. Make sure it clicks in on both sides. That's good. Now I'm going to glue this back on. I'm just going to use some clear silicone adhesive because that's what I have, but you can use whatever you got. Just going to put a piece of tape on this. Line that up. Move it around. And secure it down. I'll let that cure up a little bit. Then you can either leave the tape in there or take it off. Now with the key on, hook up the switch and just make sure the window goes all the way up. And that's good. You can disconnect the switch again, turn the key off. Take the speaker, line it up. And put the bolts in. Now take the connector, slide it through on the door panel, go through the lock rod up front, get the top lined up, and push down. Good all the way around. Take the switch, line that up, lock it in place, slide that in, lock it down. Take this bezel, line it up, lock it in place. Take the screw, get that started, tighten that down. That's good. And now the cover. Slide it in, lock it down, and push the push pins in. Push them in and down below. Push it in. Slide this trim piece in place, lock it down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.